good morning to all of you. Firstly, I want to acknowledge my gratitude. I want to thank the organizers, Observe Now, and also acknowledge the presence of distinguished guests in the audience. A very big thank you to all of you who have come here, because these are small steps which are going to make a country great. As a keynote speaker, while it is expected that one would set the stage for the future discussions till about 5 o'clock in the evening, but most important is to acknowledge the kind of initiative taken by the organizers to get all of us together. You know, we all are experts in our own fields. We are distinguished. But when it comes to collaborative mechanism for a country's growth and security, there are gaps which get left between ministries or departments or entities, public and private sector. And that is the aim, to get everyone here, have ideating sessions, listen to each other, know what each one is good at and where we can collaboratively progress. Now, that is what our Honorable Prime Minister has been mentioning very often, that we need to have a Viksit and Surakshit Desh. Now, for my friends from Sweden, I just want to tell you, we are looking at a developed and a secure nation. So, and we've learned our lessons in history. We were very developed, we were very prosperous, we were very rich. Somewhere down the line, we got misguided, possibly did not understand the enormity of requirement of security, and then came more than 1,000 years of so-called invasion, slavery, and then whatever was the development went down the drain. So that is the basic idea of coming, sitting together and understanding, holding hands, maybe guiding each other. So to that extent, my request to all of you, and that includes me also, is this session is just an introductory session for all of us. We need to meet subsequently. We need to take our ideas ahead. When I started my talk, I mentioned Jai Hind. Now, I just want to amplify that. Jai Hind is a popular way of greeting in the Indian Armed Forces. All three services, Army, Navy, Air Force, we greet each other by Jai Hind. Now, why do we do that? What is the meaning of Jai Hind? The Jai Hind phrase signifies victory to my country. Victory to my country can be in Olympics, it can be in the cricket matches, it can be in the economic sector, it can be in science and technology, research, development, and military victories. Who's given us this vision? Our forefathers have been brilliant. Instead of complicating a vision for the nation using too many adjectives and adverbs, they've given us two words which signify everything. And that has the same importance from the Honorable Prime Minister to the lowest level worker who shares the same vision. And that has to be repeated. Once you keep repeating, it gets ingrained in the psyche that whatever I do, it will be to the best of my capability. And once we understand that, the path becomes simpler, the endurance becomes easier, and the success becomes sweet. So here we must all work together towards this. Ideating sessions are more to listen and also offer whatever little we have in our expertise. In my last session with the same organizers, I had mentioned that nations grow and they have a kind of relationship between growth and security. The PSUs, which represent the country's economic might, have been classified into various Ratna categories. They are the backbone for a country's growth and stability. During many crises, you find at times the private sector totters, but that is when the public sector holds the country together. We are going through turbulent times, and what is happening on the global scene, the geopolitics of it, whether it's the Ukraine front or whether it's the Israel front, you all can see it. We all grew up trying to understand the changing nature of war. The character of war will not change, the nature of war will change. There will be new threats which will keep coming up, and the nation's capability to be built up in these new wars has to come up from the industry sector. And that is where synergy between public and private sector is extremely important. When we are looking at comprehensive national power, a large segment of it is in the economics and the military. Economics makes military stronger and military makes economics secure. If we have this as an understanding, then we must also see whatever we are going to generate has to be at a very fast pace. Our performance, as explained to us by many people, is to improve self. But the pace of improvement self has to contribute to pace of improvement of the nation. I can keep comparing my own performance with the last quarter or with the last year or with my predecessor. But what's extremely important is comparing your performance with the adversary. If there is a technological gap between us and the adversary, we are never going to win. So we have to first map out what is the level which our adversary has, whether it's in economics, whether it's in academics, whether it's in research and development, military, environment, anything you name, infrastructure. And that is where there is a lot of wisdom in our ancient teachings. We have been able to work on that. We need to work more on that. And we have to have a good symbiosis of our ancient wisdom and our present understanding of science and technology. And by doing so, we definitely will move faster. Before I came here, I was speaking to our Swedish friend. They are experts in organizational transformation. So I'm sure they will have a lot to offer to us. We all are going through tremendous number of transformations. I think reform is a word which has gone past. We have come to an age of transformation, and that is the speed and the quality that we need. I compliment the organizers for having such experts in the gathering and also choosing such good themes, which are extremely important. But at the end of this event, it should not just remain one more event. I would request the organizers, and my compliments to Tanya, Shivani, that you must come up with a report, and in that report, other than the executive summary, you could suggest an action plan. Because for people who take decisions, a suggested action plan is a great facilitator for taking decisions. If there is a requirement, I definitely would volunteer and guide you towards that. I wish all of you a wonderful session today, and as a keynote address making person, I wish the organizers also all the very best and expect a lot of outcome from this ideating session. Thank you. Jai Hind.